Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a great week. We're back on my account and we're going to be taking a look at free-to-play champion who I would say we've seen quite a bit of resurgence in this free-to-play champion over the past week or so. I will be dropping another video on him probably in about a week or so, but I wanted to just kind of go over his values and his kits and just kind of offer you that he's not as bad as he will till we initially think, right? He was meta for a while back in the day, and obviously talking about one of the free champions, Marantu, who is here. Now, Marantu has always been a funny one. He's been in and out of the meta, was quite meta for a while, and then Polymorph basically kind of just knocked him out of the meta, and he hasn't really seen his spot come back. Not until last week, anyway, when we've seen a new clan boss come into effect, and this guy was all over that. So he's only one of two champions that can do everything in his kit. There is obviously, sorry, 3 champions actually. There is a epic version as well. Everyone can get this guy, and I wanted to kind of show you how good this guy is and how underrated he is. He's a void affinity, so obviously that's amazing. People do try and tendally use him mainly in the Teox team, but you kind of need to have the Sulfurion and Mythical to kind of make that work. We're not going to be showcasing that today because it's not really what I'm trying to prove my point with. This guy is an absolute beast and can do some quite a bit of damage as a nuker, but you mainly build him as a C vs C champion. I'm not going to do a full guide on him in PvP and PvP. We're going to be taking him into PvP for PvP for today. He has a block tactive skill and a block passive skill. He was one of the first champions to have this ability. It was only one for a while. It's 100%. It's also a strip as well, which is amazing. This is what gets him one of the 2 abilities that can get him polymorphed. He obviously has a very interesting passive as well, with the passive, the shield, and the increased speed. And then he has a 4 hitter as well, which is amazing. Has a defense down, a decreased speed, weaken, and a block buffs, and a true fear. Obviously, it doesn't work against bosses, but it's also a 100% chance. This is fantastic for a number of bosses inside Raidshadowlegends, including the new clan boss, Chimera. Now, I don't have any Chimera keys this week. I've done all my keys so far, so I don't really have access to that. I will be showcasing him next week in this. It's a shame he doesn't have a decreased attack on this ability, but hey ho, we can't have everything we want. There is also a cooldown skill with a stun as well. So let's go ahead and have a little play with him in the arena, and then I'll kind of showcase my build. He is fantastic in live arena as well. Can definitely work in the traditional speed teams. The team that we're going to mainly be using today will be aimed at that as well. So let's get into it and let's have a look what you can do. Right, we're quite low down in the rankings right now, so I can't really go up against the big teams, but he would be quietly fairly good against a handful of mythicals, which I will try and showcase today in today's video. The bot tactive skill is the only way really that you can kind of stop mythicals flipping if they don't have a passive. He does learn that block type of skill, so it is situational. But yeah, it's one of them ones, and it's very, very good. This will be very good against Sigford, Nice, all these type of champions as well that you can join and kind of work him in. I'm going to run him in a team like this today. So we've got the Nuka, Sigford, increased speed champion, which could be our arbiter, and then the lockout, which could be like a Yumacone or something like that. I'm going to run a Armads because hey ho, why not? And just kind of make this work. So obviously he's more of a go first champion. He's not a really go second champion, so I don't really like him in them style of teams. And I just generally want him to come in and be able to strip like that Stow skin. So you can see here, there's no passive on Arbiter, someone which could be annoying as well. You can see that we're locked high skill, so we can't self-revive, which is why he's probably got a lot of synergy in this and could do some lot of work. We have some difficult revivers here, which are notoriously difficult. in harmony with a passive ability. Rodus as well, can't be one shot. UDK as well, if we're lucky enough to get strip, we might be able to get that. We've got plenty of accuracy on our build, so we don't need to worry about other things. And then, yeah, let's try and see what you can do there. So we do land that, which is nice. We don't get the UDK, but, you know, it's one of them ones. And you see there, we nearly one-shot the Rodus, which we kind of see that, again, is a bit of another value that most people don't get to see with him. Now, we did a lot of damage with the in harmony as well on his ability. So we're going to go ahead and put that out. We can CC them up. We do have pinpoint stack to try and help us with the sheep. You will need the pinpoint or at least a forward set to kind of help him. I guess like stone skin is a bonus, but again, if you're struggling to get the stats that we require to speed tune in with your team, then you could just go like a 6-piece ferald with some immunity as well, which would be a bonus, and it'll just stop him getting polymorphed from the blessing, which is probably his weakness, honestly, and that's why he dropped out of meta for quite a bit back in the day. You can see his abilities come back around as well, which is pretty nice. And then we'll be able to bypass UDK pretty easily now, because again, his passive skill has been locked out. So you can go ahead and do that. We've got some weak hits, pretty nice. That's what I want to see. Cardio can be a little bit of an interesting one. She can be a bit difficult to take on, because normally people build her like high resist, and you want to just like revive everyone to kill. A lot of people are starting to use Cardio on I guess, what's the word? Ignore. There is a way that they're doing it. Oh, bombs, to counter bombs. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. So again, you can come in, do a job. He strips there pretty nicely. Nothing to worry about. We still got a polymorph, so we can go ahead and do our thing there. And then you could just kind of hit auto and go away. He's a fantastic option, obviously, for faction wars. There's some Curse City you can use him in. There's no reason for that. There are definitely a lot of viable reasons why to use him. So yeah, that's way we're gonna make this work. Okay, so we have an Nice here. Nice can be a difficult one. He does have a passive ability. I'm pretty sure every mythical has a passive ability, but stopping Nice being able to self-revive would be absolutely massive. You can see here there's no stone skin, which could be like a slight issue. You know, if you're on an Armads, you will be generally fine with that as well. And then you'll see here, we'll just lock out the abilities. Nice is going to be like that, and then you're going to go ahead and just do some damage. You can see there, we don't have to worry too much. And then we can go double tap, and he hasn't self-revived, right? Obviously, Duchess kind of saves him and does whatever she wills, but which is a bit of disappointment, but it worked very nicely. Now, we're going to go ahead and sheep this UDK. And then we're just going to wait for this ability to come back round so we can deal with the Nice again as well. So low cooldowns, pinpoint kind of helps with the problem of him getting polymorphed. So why not? Try not to do anything here to set off that Nice. And then again, come in. Again, lock him out. And then we can just finish him off like so. Deal with him. And obviously we can do that surplus damage as well to the UDK. Sorry, we couldn't do it to the UDK because he didn't have the debuffs, right? And then there we are. The Nice is not going to self-revive. He's not going to do anything for this team. And we made it look pretty easy overall. If it wasn't for Duchess, it would have been very, very easy. This team is very easy for us. So let's go ahead and have a look for something else. We have our bias there, which is quite good. he can kind of do a job against Mishi and Taurus as well. I guess a lot of people did kind of run this back in the day as well. Again, it was mainly polymorph that was an issue. We could go ahead and revive her. Sorry, Sheeper. We go ahead, lock him out. We one-shot the the Marishka, which we actually get reaction, which is what it is. Now, unfortunately, it does get removed. It can get removed, which is one of them ones. And obviously, you do have what's his name as well to kind of help you with that as well. Carnage, right? Carnage can do the same kind of job, but Carnage is a mythical. Everyone can access him. Carnage is kind of a bit more better, but he doesn't have. He has the affinity, which is not great for him. And you can just see here, we've already took out Marishka. We don't need to worry about anything else. I'll just have to deal with this silly reaction, which is making this Taurus very, very slow. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the auto there. So we can even one-shot the Taurus. Like, obviously, Stone Skin can be an issue. But again, you can kind of take that with you. We do have this style of team as well. So I'm actually going to come in and drop in Lady M because Lady M has the increased accuracy, and then we're going to use accuracy aura as well to kind of showcase him against high resistance teams. In this case, Mafala Lifebane is going to be that champion. So we just let them do their thing. We're going to come in and do this. Drop a strip in there to increase accuracy. And then we have accuracy aura. And then you can see there we did lock out, but unfortunately she did cleanse. So we can go ahead and do that. Sheet the UDK. And then drop a stun. And we'll take out Necrid first. He's going to get the Resurgent, which is a bit annoying. Not a smart idea taking in harmony with a Sigfoot, but you know, one of them ones. You can see there we get resisted, so increased accuracy is going to be very important. We'll make this work. Sheep UDK again. Block out the passive skills. She's going to get polymorphed. Who has polymorph on his team? I don't normally run polymorph. Oh, Lady M. Okay, cool. So there's two Sheepy Weepy in there. In harmony doing her thing. And then we can kind of clean up that hit. And then we just have to deal with the UDK, which, you know, he does have the defense down and weaker, and that's kind of useful. He's a little bit shame it's not an AoE, but it's very good against bosses as well. So you can see here, it can be used in a number of bosses, like budget teams, like Sun Devil, Phantom Shogun as well. There's a lot of options there. Could try and take on this team if we're fast enough. I don't know if we're fast enough, so we're going to try. Shazam is looking very, very sexy and very, very fast, I guess. Let's have a look. See what we can do. Okay, so we remove the buffs like so. We'll sheep him. Hopefully we get the stone skin there. We don't. But again, metamorph against me, which would be fine. And obviously his Pythian will go ahead and probably revive. Actually, maybe not. And then maybe we can CC. No, high resistance. It's fine. We have got about 600 accuracy. You do want a bit more than that if you can kind of help it. And just got in time to stop him reviving. Again, I don't know, a perfect way to kind of showcase him against one of the strongest mythicals in this game, which is pretty nice to see. and can do a job. And obviously he's void affinity, so you don't have to worry about weak affinity and etc. So we do have this Sandel team, which I'll put in at the description. You can see here that this is a 25-second team, 22 seconds team, and it's a very fast team, right? You need a Kaimar, you need a Godseeker Nori, a G-Nut, Koltar, and Ramantu. This was done back like 6-7 months ago, so this team is definitely still viable for most people. So go ahead, check that out. Again, I'll drop it down in the link if you're looking for that, and I will try and drop another video next week on him. So let me go ahead and show you the build, who I'll build him for arena. He's obviously have some use in Siege. He's going to have some use in 3vs3, live arena, and classic arena, depending on your roster, of course. So we've gone for a 4-piece pinpoint and a 4-piece stone skin. You can go 6-piece pinpoint if you wanted, or feral set as well. Any of them will be viable. For the stats, then you're going to be looking at the accuracy. For arena, you'll be looking at speed, and then survivability is a bonus. You don't need any resistance. You can put a little bit of resistance mainly to try and help against other polymorph, but again, if you're running at pinpoint, you can always also put that red icon, which is about 50% chance to avoid sheep as well, which could be very powerful once we have our hands on that. And then this will be very good masteries to kind of follow. Maybe take Cycle of Magic and Cycle and like Spirit Haste. I haven't reset these masteries in a long time, so you can see there I still got a free reset. And honestly, I used to use this champion all the time. He got in teams over Warlord at one stage in my pushing them platinum career over 3 years of doing that. So yeah, hopefully that kind of helps you and showing the cases of Ramantu and kind of bringing some light to him, and yeah, and seeing he'll be good in Chimera as well. I thought it'd be only fitting to do a fresh champion showcase on this guy. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully you can see some thumbs up on this video. And again, try share this as well with your clanmates and etc. with that, so they kind of know what's what with him. And that's about it for today's video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I guess that's it from me today. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.